chat, and she will definitely email it to you. It's a PDF format that you could definitely print out and have for your records. So let me know if you have that on your end. Yes, no, maybe so. Marco, do you guys know? Okay. So do me a huge favor, if you want to get a printout of the objection handlers, please go ahead and post it here on the chat. Just post your email, and I'll make sure that either my assistant or Terry emails that PDF form a printout. Okay. So here we go, people. We're gonna go ahead and get started with this objection handling. I figure the best way to do it is to start off with some of the most objections that we're getting right now during this time, during the season. One of the most common objections that we get right now is I don't want to sell because of the holidays. I want to wait after the holidays. My house is decorated and I don't want people coming in and out. I'm going to have people, guests, come to my home, and that's going to be a little bit inconvenient. There's a lot of objections in regards to the holidays being right here. However, as well as I do too, that there's still people out there that are serious and motivated to sell. So I figured, why not cover a very basic and common objection that is happening right now in the industry. As a matter of fact, let me know, just unmute yourself really fast. You don't have to turn on your camera, and let me know if this is an objection that you've heard before, or even in the last 30 days. Please unmute yourself.
I've heard this one.
Who is that?
Chris.
Chris, you've heard it recently or in the
past? Very recently, actually. It's actually just yesterday.
It could be a little less than that, but in that range.
It's very common, people. If you're active in selling real estate, you're gonna hear it right now. And the reason for that is, Chris, is because people they're all into the holidays. However, I found out through my years in real estate that holidays or not, people still want to buy and sell, right? And so I figured, why not go ahead and cover one of the most objections in the holiday season. So the objection is, I'm just going to wait after the holidays. So Chris, and since you went and unmuted yourself on this one here, why don't you become the seller right now, and you're going to give me the same objection right here. I'm going to wait after the holidays, and then we're going to cover the way to handle that objection. Go for it, Chris.
All right, so I'm not looking to sell right now. I'm just gonna wait until after the holidays. I don't see a lot of buyers during this time, so we'll just wait.
I totally understand where you're coming from, Chris, and I can appreciate that. Now, let me ask you this: if there's a way that I could show you how we've sold many homes during the holidays without posing any inconvenience to you and your family, that would be worth 15 minutes of your time, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So why don't we do this? We could go ahead and meet today or tomorrow. What's best for you?
Let's do tomorrow. Yeah, maybe after lunch.
Got it. After lunch. I'm going to go ahead and put you into my schedule, and we will see you tomorrow. Now, Chris, let's do a be honest right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
How before reading or knowing the script, how would Chris have handled that objection?
I'm not comfortable doing that right now. I mean, I still think we should wait till after the holidays. It just doesn't seem right now.
Got you. Okay. And so that is something very common, team, that you're going to hear from a lot of sellers. Now, listen, always remember, an objection is an unanswered question or a doubt in the mind of a buyer or a seller. Always remember that. Okay. Now, the reason they give you objections is because they're objecting to that meeting with you, perhaps to talk about the sale of their home. Now, always go back, Chris, Jesse, everyone always go back to the motivation of them wanting to even sell the property. Because if there's motivation enough on them wanting to sell the property, Chris, they're going to say, well, I actually like what I hear. You're telling me that if you and I meet, it's not going to pose any issues during this holiday season. And that's where now, Chris, now you're going to be able to say, yeah, as a matter of fact, you know, I know you probably your home, it's decorated and you have the Christmas lights up and the Christmas tree and all its ornaments and everything. That's actually very good because there's actually a lot of families that are looking to make your home their home. So it'll in a way that it's going to be good because now they're going to be able to see themselves living there, and then they putting up their own decorations in the future. So it's, you know, on top of handling the main objection, Chris, there's something else that you could do after, or say a little after, to follow with the objection handler. Just always keep this in mind. The less talking, the better. Okay. The less talking, the better. The problem is that a lot of times when we handle an objection, we don't know where to stop. And we just keep going and going and going. And the objection handler might have been great, but maybe you said something after that really threw them off or made them reconsider meeting with you. Does that make sense?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So again, one more time, Chris, give me the objection. And we're gonna go over this one more time.
As an honest objection for
Yeah, yeah.
selling.
Yeah, give me the same objection here that you're gonna wait after the holidays.
Yeah, so I'm not looking to sell right now. I mean, I think it's better to wait after the holidays. You know, not a lot of buyers out there, and I might get a better price later too.
Got you. Yeah. No, that's, you know, I totally appreciate that, Chris. And it sounds to me like you definitely want to go and wait till after the holidays because you probably think there's not enough buyers. And you want to get top dollar. I totally understand. And I get you. Now, let me ask you this. What if there's a way that I could show you how we can have we sold many homes during the holidays with qualified and motivated serious buyers, and at the same time without posing any inconvenience to you and your family, that would be worth at least 15 minutes of your time, correct?
Yeah, but how are you gonna do that for me?
You know, that's a great question. That's something that I definitely want to go ahead and show you based on our past sales and based on our presentation. So, Chris, we can meet today so I could show you how we definitely do that for you and your family, or tomorrow. What do you think is best for us?
It's kind of a tough time, you know, it's the holidays. I got family coming over and you know, it just seems like a little difficult to find time in between to schedule that out.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. No, our listen presentation normally take about 10, 15 minutes, depending on how many questions you have after our presentation. I mean, you did say that you want to sell your home and take advantage of these of the market, correct?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, and you did say that you only want to work with serious buyers. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, would you agree with me that during this time, during the holiday season, if there's anyone out there buying or looking at homes, is because they're seriously considering buying a home rather than buying gift for their family?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, you know, one of the things that we do know is that during this season during this time of the year, is that the buyers that are out there are very serious about buying a home for their family. So you also did say that you wanted to make sure that you got top dollar for your home, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Do you think a serious motivated buyer is going to pay you less for a home or more for your home if they really like or love the house?
I would assume more if they really like it, especially because, you know, holidays and whatnot.
Absolutely, right? So, I mean, since you do want to make sure that you only work with serious and qualified buyers, and you do want to make sure that you get top dollar, it will only make sense for us to go ahead and meet and show you a plan of action that will help you get a buyer that's serious and get you top dollar. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So, yeah, so let's go ahead and meet for 10, 15 minutes, Chris, after the end of my presentation. If you like what I have to say and present to you, then you can go ahead and ask me for my pen, so you can go ahead and sign the contract. Fair enough?
Yeah, fair enough. Let's do it.
All righty. Okay. A team, please unmute yourself if you have any questions in regards to this objection here.
I have an objection. This is Belia.
Please.
So one of the things that my clients are saying, because I have a listing coming up as well, and they want to wait because they don't want to have to deal with buyers coming in with their holiday decorations, and also they are having to declutter. And they said, after the holidays, then we can kind of declutter, get rid of stuff. And I would think that after the new year is better, just because, we're going to be going into the spring and folks tend to be looking more after the new year.
Yeah.
Good morning.
And that is
My
very
daughter has an
common, okay? Understand that there is a very common mindset
Melania Castillo.
in the mind of a seller.
Uh-huh.
What you really would need to focus on is the motivation of them wanting to sell the house. What's the motivation for the sellers?
They want to get out in that neighborhood, but it is going to be a contingent offer because they have to buy another home as well. And they are hesitant because the mom has lived in it about 50 years. She's in her 80s. So we're basically moving her out of that neighborhood that's really gone down and run down.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, so every time you're dealing with an objection and they still try to give you any pushback, always go back to the motivation. Seller, you did say that the main reason you wanted to move is because you wanted to move out of this neighborhood. You wanted to move into a different neighborhood. You wanted to make sure that you capitalize on the market. You wanted to make sure that you took advantage of the serious motivated buyers that are now versus the beginning of the year. Now, let me ask you this, seller. What do you think is going to happen if we do wait? By the way, you can definitely do that. But what do you think is going to happen if we do wait for the beginning of the year? Do you think all the other buyers are going to come out and buy, look at homes? Or do you think there's going to be less serious motivated buyers? What do you think? What do you think is going to happen?
Well,
Right?
it would just seem like, more serious buyers come out after the holidays are done. But Jara, you just gave me an idea. They're also going to be competing with other buyers when they go to look for a new house.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. You did say that your property is subject to a contingent. Is that correct?
Correct. Uh-huh.
Got you. Does that mean that you're going to be financing?
Well, the plan is if we can get what we want for a house, that we want to pay all cash for the new house.
Got it. Okay. Well,
But there
listen,
may have to be a small loan.
okay, got it. Well, that is exactly what we definitely want to meet. So I'll go ahead and show you the pros and cons about listing now, capitalizing on today's market. Because do you know what's going to happen next year with the rate and with the home values, if they're going to continue dropping or they're going to stay still? Do you know what's going to happen a month or 2 months from now, ma'am?
No, we don't, obviously. no.
Nobody does. However, we do know that right now, if we sell your property, we can sell it for an average of this sales price, and you can lock in a low interest rate rather than a higher interest rate. Now, before you make a decision whether you want to wait till the end of after the holidays, why don't you and I meet for 10 to 15 minutes? Let me present to you your options as far as listing and selling now versus next year. Fair enough?
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, got it. So the biggest thing that I want to show you guys through this objection handling, Belia, is that how the objection and the words are very important. The way we handle the objection is very important, the words we say. However, it's not as important as the way we deliver the message, the way we deliver the objection. See, you have to be so convinced, you have to be so convinced and know that they are going to be doing the right decision by them listing the house with you right now, today, rather than listing the house after. See, you have to, you really have to let them know, listen, I know exactly where you're coming from. I've dealt with a lot of sellers. However, I do know that you do want to sell take advantage of the market, you want to capitalize, you want to make sure you get a lower interest rate. That I know. Why don't we just meet for 10, 15 minutes? Let me show you your benefits about doing listing now versus later. And at the end of my presentation, if you still feel that you want to wait till next year, then we could definitely do that. Fair enough. And that fair enough, and that like just kind of like you're not attached to the outcome. Trust me, it'll go a long way, Belia.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any other questions on this one? On this one, we have 2 more to cover. By the way, please make sure that you put your email in the chat, and Terry or my assistant will email you all the objections. That way you don't have to, you know, try to write them down on your end. Okay, the objection handlers, I should say. Okay, any other questions on this one? This is a very powerful one. You could use this one, as a matter of fact, with a buyer too. Switch things around. You can use it with a buyer. Okay, this is more like a seller objection handler, but it could also work with a buyer. You remember how I added the whole motivated buyer to the same objection here, to the same script. Okay. Next one, number 2. Who's gotten this one in the last 30, 60, 9 days? As a matter of fact, who's gotten this one this year in 2022?
It definitely comes up.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Belia, so when's the last time you got something like this? Somebody wanted to pay you like a 2%.
Actually last year they wanted me to cut my commissions and I did not. I said, you know, standard is 6, I can do 5.5. You know, I did not get the listing. They ended up going and got someone who slashed their commission drastically. But
Okay.
I also don't want to be known as a discounted agent. I'm not going to do all that work for, you know, less.
Belia, I don't know if you're seeing me, but I'm plotting for you.
Thank you.
Listen, team. There's a few ways people, and when I say people, I'm talking about people in our industry and people in general, sellers and your clients. They're gonna see you in 2 different ways. One, as that professional real estate agent, Belia, that has lots of value to the marketplace. And because of that, they're gonna pay top dollar. They want to work with the best of the best, or they're gonna know you as a discount agent. How you want to know, how you want to put yourself out there, and how you want people to think about you and know you is completely up to every single one of us. You know, I had myself very high standards since day one, and in my listings, on average were 6, 7%, 6, 7%, 6, 7%, 6, 7%. And people think, and people will ask me, JJ, how's it that even possible? 7%. Well, it is possible because they pay you based on the value proposition. You'll get compensated based on your value proposition. You understand? So Belia, big shout outs to you for not wanting to put yourself out there as a discount agent. You know, truth of the matter is, you know, if you're getting paid a little low, it's because maybe we need to scale up on or level up on some skills. That way you become more valuable to the marketplace. Now, Belia, do you remember how this whole thing came around about the paying you only 2% or 3% or whatever they wanted to pay you? Do you remember how the objection went?
Oh yeah, definitely. She brought it up and she said, well, you know, Susan, the local agent here, because it's a gated community, but I actually helped them purchase that house. And so, of course, word got around that this other agent, Susan, was willing to discount it to actually less than 2%. Yeah,
Wow.
she's working for nothing. And so she said, I'd like to know if you can, you know, bring it down to what you can match what she's, you know, offering. And I said, you know, no, because, you know, I bring a lot of value, as you also saw, because I provided a service to them, representing them in the purchase of that home, as well as the sale of the other home. And so, you know, she said they would think about it. And the next thing I know, the house went up for sale. So I
Wow.
invited the other lady.
Wow. Well, listen, it's not uncommon. It's very common for sellers to want to bring us down on our commission. So it doesn't surprise me. Now, Belly, let me ask you this. Was this over the phone or were you already in front of them?
I was in front of them. We were at the listing presentation, and she actually has said they're going to hold off, and they decided to rent the home. And so I've always stayed in touch with my clients, and the next thing I know, their house is on the market with the other eight.
Yeah. So watch, people. I want you guys to, this is in between the lines, in between the scripts, in between what I'm teaching you. I want you to understand and make a side note or write it down. Every time somebody calls you about wanting to sell, about you coming over and giving presentations, because in their mind, the house is sold. Now, I've always known that whenever you make a presentation, in-person presentation, and if you walk away without a signed contract, the odds of you gain that contract or that listing are they're very slim to none. Okay, so you have to do, Belia, whatever it is that you have to do within your power once you're there to handle all the objections, ask all those uncomfortable questions, and make sure that they sign that contract. Now, listen, again, maybe they threw a couple other curveballs that you don't know how to handle it a little bit better. Maybe your listing presentation needs to improve. I don't know, Belia, because I don't know you. I don't know what you present, your value proposition. I don't know all the ins and outs, but what I do know is that this here, number 2, I will only pay you 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. It's going to be very common. It's always has, and it'll always be. Now, how do we handle this common objection? Well, here we go.
JJ, let me just share with you also real
Please.
quick, that the year before, we actually did get the house on the market, and she had asked me to reduce it. I did not reduce it. I brought her a full price offer. They wanted more money. They decided, no, we're not going to do this. So they took it off the market, rented it. And then the year later is when she went back on the market with the other agent. And she ended up selling it for less.
Wow. Now, Belia, so this is what I'm going to say to you as a coach. Here's what I would say. Okay, I would say that good job for first taking the listing. Good job for getting a great offer. However, I would have done what I would have done, and what I would say to you is next time I want you to do an aggressive follow-up campaign. Because if she decided to rent the house, months or a year later, she ended up selling it. My question to you is, how many times after you last met with her did you follow up on, hey, are you ready to sell your house? Hey, this is what just sold around your corner. Hey, now we sell for more. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we as real estate agents could do if we were only following up in a very aggressive way, Belia.
No, definitely. I stayed in touch with her. But of course she didn't always return my calls. So I know that she was talking to the other agent, obviously when I saw it go back on the market, because, we have talked every quarter. I would say, it was a year later. And so
Got it.
I said, note cards, phone calls, all of that, texting, didn't get anything back. And then a year later, I saw that it went on the market.
Yeah. Now, listen, it's also okay to know that we cannot help everyone, Belia. You understand? Like,
Absolutely.
we can't help everyone, and will not be able to get 100% of our listing appointments gone to.
Yeah.
Listings taken. That's very uncommon. However, I do want you to better prepare yourself for this, because this is it's all this objection. I'm gonna pay you 2%. I want to pay you 3%, 4%, 5%. It's always been there. It's always existed, and it's always gonna remain there. So how do we handle this? Okay, Belia, give me the objection on that they're gonna give me 2%, 3%, whatever, and then I will handle it, please.
Okay, so JJ, so there's a local agent that is offering less than 2%. Can you match that, JJ?
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I like the way you think, Belia. It sounds to me like you definitely looking to net top dollar for your home. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, if we were to meet to discuss how we could help you net you top dollar, will today or tomorrow be best for you?
So I can meet with you tomorrow, but I just need to know if you're willing to, drop your commission before we even meet.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm my commission 100% negotiable. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Fair enough?
Okay, fair enough.
And boom, I just handle it like that, Belia. See, you guys really need to understand that you cannot do the close or take the listing over the phone most of the time. I think out of in my 8-9 year career, Belia, I've taken maybe less than 10 listings over the phone. That's it. All the other listings, they've been taken in while I was in front of the actual seller, right?
Yes,
And so know that your job, especially if you're on the phone, is to listen to them, handle the objection, agree with them. Always write this down, team. Always agree, write it down. You always want to agree, never disagree. Okay, always agree. Although you know wrong what they're saying, always agree. So handle the objection. I like the way you think, Belia. Sounds to me like you're definitely looking at net top dollar for a home. Now, if we were to meet so we could discuss how we can help you net you top dollar, will today or tomorrow be best for you? So-
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. Now, they normally give you something else, yes or no, Belia?
Yes.
What's something like they will say after this?
Actually, JJ, now that I'm looking at my schedule, next week is better. But I am going to be also, just so you know, interviewing other agents.
Perfect. I like the way you think. It sounds to me like you're definitely want to do your homework. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, good. Now, you say we cannot meet this week?
No, I actually have a meeting with another agent tomorrow. I can get you on Monday if you want.
Okay, got you. How many agents are you going to be meeting with?
I've got about 3 of them scheduled, including yourself.
Okay, so three total.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Yes,
it. Am I number 2 or number 3?
you're number 2.
Okay. Are you gonna go through every single agent before you decide who to hire, or are you just gonna hire whoever shows you what you're looking for?
I mean, I guess it just depends. I mean, I think my husband wants to make sure that we do our due diligence and speak to everyone. So I would say probably speak to everyone, unless somebody just really knocks it out of the ballpark.
Got it. Well, that's I'm glad we were talking, Bella. Can I tell you why?
Yeah, tell me.
Because normally sellers call me Superman. Can I tell you why they call me Superman?
Why do they call you Superman, JJ?
Because I come like flying into their home like Superman. And when I sit in front of them and I show them exactly what we do different from all the other listing agents out there, they really are blown away. And that's why they decided to hire us. So Bella, let me ask you this question. If you knew that I could literally blow you and your husband away with what we have to offer, can I be agent number 1 to present to you and your husband?
Well, I have to meet with that agent at noon, so I guess we could squeeze you in maybe the hour before at 11.
Got it. Why don't we go ahead and do it at 11 o'clock? That'll give me, my presentation is only 10-15 minutes. I promise you that at the end of my presentation, either you or your husband will get up, shake my hand to say thank you, but no thank you. We're going to interview another agent, or you're going to ask me for my pen. You'll sign the contract, then you'll hire me. Fair enough?
Yeah, but you sound pretty sure of yourself, JJ.
Well, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, but I've helped hundreds of sellers like you list and sell their home and gotten top dollars. So I'm very confident of what we could do for you.
Okay. All right. Tomorrow then at 11.
Sounds good. See you then.
Thanks.
And there you have it, Belia.
Thank you.
Okay. So by the way, if you guys want a recording of today's session, you could request it to Terry and she'll email it to you. That way, if you want to come back to it and listen to it again, you could definitely do that. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Any questions on this one, team? Any questions on this one?
I just have a question for Belia. Did something go wrong with the previous transactions?
No, actually, they were pretty happy because I got them in a house that they decided to remodel. And within 6 months, they decided they wanted to go to another neighborhood that was gated. And I actually got that second house for them and it wasn't even on the market yet.
Wow.
I knew the agent, so I was able to get them. They were so happy. Like I do a lot of the Buffini training too, where I stay in front of my clients, like giving them gifts, like doing events. So we were like always seeing each other, but it was that local agent that cut her commission because she asked me about cutting my commission in person and she went ahead and hired me and we put it on the market. They just got real wishy-washy. They were like, you know what, we were renting it. I think we're just going to rent it again. And that was the second time she did that to me. We did it one time. They rented it. They came back. We actually went on the market. I got them a full price. And no, actually it was over list price offer, over.
Wow.
And they were like, no, we're not going to take it. We're just going to, I think that other agent was just in their ear because she referred me her friend and her friend was going to go with me. And then she found out the other agent would slash it. Her friend with the other agent. And then they ended up going with the other agent later. But yeah, I had done 2 transactions with them already.
And did you do homework on that other listing agent? Did you
Oh
know
yeah,
who it
I
was?
know the agent. Absolutely. She lives in the gated community as well.
Does she double end most of her deals?
No, she doesn't double in most of her deals. No. So and I also looked at the, looked up the information and all of that. And she's like, yeah, they call me. I'm like, because you're slashing your commission significantly. And her big thing is, well, I've lived in this community for 20 plus years. I know every model that's coming in on the market. So, and she's willing to go under 2%.
Yeah, team, it's very important for you guys to understand, again, we cannot help everyone. And as a matter of fact, I will tell you how I do business. I deserve the right to not work with everyone. If there's somebody that I meet with and I don't like how they're vibing, I don't like the way they're coming across, a little too arrogant, disrespectful, like they're gonna tell me how to do my profession, I just simply say, thank you for meeting with me. I just feel like, I'm just not the best fit for you. Would you like me to refer you to somebody else? Right? So one of the things that I learned from early on in my real estate career is that I had to learn to detach myself from the outcome. And that is very hard for a lot of real estate professionals to do because we're always constantly the next deal. Sometimes we just need that next deal, the next deal. But when you come across in such a confident way, where you could help them. However, you also know that you at any moment you have the right to walk away from it. That's very powerful, Belia, because you're saying, listen, I want your listing. I know I can help you. However, if we can't see eye to eye, then I just rather not take your listing. And so being detached to the outcome, it's very, very powerful, people. Mike Ferry, one of my very first coaches, he calls it having commission breath, right? And when you don't have commission breath, you have no attachment to the listing, to working with any type of buyer. And so when you learn to scale up, when you learn that you have the right to work with people that you want to work with or some people that you don't want to work with, and you learn not to be attached to the outcome, the game becomes a different game, because now they feel it, they can sense it, they could see it, they could hear it, that you are not attached to the outcome. And that is a very powerful tool to have. So Belia, shout out to you for being resilient on that listing. And again, I don't think it was you. I just think it was the seller that she just wanted to work with the discount agent. And in my book, I'm totally okay with that. You can go work with a discount agent. I'm just not that agent. You get it?
Correct. That's something that I've learned, through all my coaching as well, because I'm part of Buffini. is that once you start discounting, then people are gonna know it. And it was rightfully so because her friend had already used the discounted agent, and so then she went on to her as well. And that's what she's known for.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So again, people, listen, remember, we all conduct our business different. I'm no one to tell you how to run your business, how much you charge commission wise and all that. But I just know that every single one of us have a value. Okay, and along with the value, every single one of us have standards. Some of us have standards this high, some of us this high, and some of us here, and some of us here. We're all different. Doesn't make you right or wrong. We're all different. I just never wanted to be known as a discount agent. I always wanted to be known as damn, here comes JJ, very confident. He's gonna freaking do whatever it takes to sell my property, get me top dollar, and deliver on everything that he said he was gonna deliver. Therefore, I paid him top dollar because he made me way more than the other agent that promised he or she was gonna do this. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, team. So we're gonna go on and cover our third and final objection for today. Again, keep in mind that if you want a PDF printout of today's objection handlers, all you have to do is put on the chat, and either Terry or my assistant will send you a copy of the PDF sheet. Just put your email, and they'll send it to you. Also, if you'd like to get a recording of today's session, just request it via email, and they'll email it to you. Okay. Again, this is for you guys to learn, scale up, level up for 2023. Number 3, I'm going to ask for someone here that has not done a role play today to unmute themselves and role play with me on the last one. Who is that? Who said I?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it, JJ. Let's go.
All right, Leo, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
You know,
Let's
we're
go.
We're blessed. Let's go, brother. So
Blessed and highly favored.
third objection for the day. Go for it, brother.
All right. So you want me to give you the objection?
Yes, and I'm gonna handle the objection.
All right. All right. You know what? I think I'm gonna work with another agent.
Okay, actually do this objection here.
Okay. Okay.
This
cool.
one here.
Oh, what's your commission? Okay, cool. I
Yes.
thought you wanted me to make one up. I'm like, all right. All right. JJ, you know what? What's your commission?
Leo, my commission is 100% negotiable. We'll go over my commission when you and I meet. And if you like what I have to say and present to you, we can negotiate a commission that's fair for you, fair for me, and more importantly, cause your home to sell. Fair enough?
Sure.
By the way, Leo, we've never lost a listing over my commission.
That sounds fantastic.
All right, and boom. That's a very simple, easy way to handle this objection, people. A lot of times, people, we want to kind of take the listing over the phone, and we say a little too much, and we end up not even booking the appointment. So handle the objection. That's why on the screening, we're handling objections. The objection is, JJ, what is your commission? That is a curveball, people. Remember, it's a curveball. They're trying to throw you off. They're trying to strike you out over the phone. Now, Leo, I'm sure you got in your career, brother, I'm sure you got that objection thousands of times, right?
100%. And one of the things that's like, what you're saying is 100% spot on. It's about answering the question and pivoting. Answering the question and pivoting, right? Like those are the things that you want to remind yourself when you get an objection, any objection, by the way. But the thing that happens with most people, they answer the question and they freeze. They freeze, right? So you have to answer the question and then pivot. And when I say pivot, you have to pivot to the appointment or to the outcome that you want to get, because when you answer the question and you freeze or you stutter or you go to your head, they're going to feel your energy.
That's right.
You want to make sure you answer it. I'm like, you know what? That's a great question. And one of the answers that you can ask these are the questions. That's an excellent question, JJ. I really appreciate you asking that. We're going to go ahead and cover that at the appointment. Does 3 o'clock still work for you? You always want to go for the appointment. So never answer the question. You got to get really good at answering questions without answering questions, right? You're just answering right? They're like acknowledging more. I think that's a better word for it. You acknowledge and then you pivot. You acknowledge and you pivot.
Absolutely, absolutely. So team, remember this. They are throwing you an objection because they're, in a way, I think they're trying to test you. They try to know who they're going to be working with. They want to know if like Leo said, if you stutter, if you get thrown off and you stay quiet, if you freeze, they're testing you. And so know that right there is one of the most common objections when working with a seller. What is your commission? My commission 100% negotiable. You know, I could close it very fast. My commission 100% negotiable, Leo. We'll go ahead and go over my commission when you and I meet today or tomorrow. What's best for you? Boom, closing, 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 closing. JJ, what's your commission? You know, I like the way you think, Leo. It sounds to me like you're definitely looking to net top dollar. Is that correct, Leo?
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to net top dollar, man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly why you and I need to meet. You know, we'll go ahead and negotiate a commission that's fair for you, fair for me. However, most importantly, a commission that's going to cause your home to sell fast and for top dollar. Fair enough?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good.
Okay, awesome. So we can meet today or tomorrow. What's best for you?
I think that tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow. Boom.
Yeah.
Got it. You guys schedule the appointment. Again, remember, this is not about nothing but handling the objection, because you will never get to number 2, number 3, number 4. You'll never get to sit in front of a seller or a buyer unless you are able to handle that objection that's thrown at you at that very moment. Learn the most common objections. Last week, I gave you guys a tip, and I'm going to repeat it again. Go and buy yourself some flashcards. Go to Office Depot, 99-cent store, everyone, Staples, they all have them. Get some flashcards, and on the flashcard, I want you to write down the objection on one end, on one side, the objection, and on the back side, I want you guys to write down the way to handle the objection handler. Walk around with those bad boys, pretend these are it. Walk around with those objections that right now are throwing you off in your business. Practice them every single day, to the point where they're just so natural. You're so comfortable being uncomfortable, because what is going to happen is that you're going to get on the phone. They're going to call you. You're going to meet someone in their house, on the street. They're going to throw you those objections, very common objections. And if you don't know how to handle them, people, you could lose a potential listing or a buyer, which in our industries could be anywhere from 10, 15, 20, $30,000 commission. It's a lot of money for you not being prepared. We are preparing you. We're helping you. We're coaching you. It's your responsibility to make sure you take notes, you practice them. So whenever you're out in the field, you're killing it. You're killing it. You're killing it. Team, any questions, please unmute yourself. And I want to answer some questions before I let you guys go.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent, JJ. I just want to add that, you know, if you guys are out there, right, first of all, taking action in conversation, you know, huge applause, like JJ saying, right, you guys are taking the action. But whatever comes out of the buyer or seller's mouth, whatever they say, you could always agree and then pivot, right? Because you're not gonna, you never want to get into the dialogue, right? Like I would handle this a lot of stuff, you know, when I would get a buyer question, oh, what's the age of the roof? What's the plumbing? Is it copper? Hey, can I build an ADU? You get all kinds of things that obviously you don't have. If you don't have that stuff memorized, that's going to throw you off. It's going to have you sound unconfident. But the only objective is for you to set up that appointment. You know what? That's an excellent question. That's an excellent question about the roof and the plumbing. That's an excellent question. I'm going to go ahead and handle the appointment. So does 3 o'clock still work? You want to go ahead and pivot to the appointment and get face-to-face every single time. So regardless of whatever question, objection it is, acknowledge it and pivot to the appointment.
Absolutely. Great tip. Great tip. People always remember, always agree. Number one rule in sales, my number one rule is always agree. Because the minute that you start bumping heads with a prospect, with a buyer or seller, that's when most likely you already lost the deal. So always agree, although you don't agree, but always agree and say, you know, I totally agree with you. That's a great question. I'll write it down, and that'll be one of the things that you and I cover when we meet. Fair enough? Okay, fair enough. and boom, and now I'll give you time to go ahead and ask the lender, the home inspector, the city, whatever. Go prepared, handle the objection, their questions, and boom, there you have it. Any questions, team? Any questions?
This is your opportunity, guys. Any other objection you guys are getting? Anything else that like we want to get you guys unstuck and in action?
Any questions, team? This is, again, we're doing this every other week. Terry, if you are here, I see you're here. Terry, when is our next one here? Can you go in and let us know?
Yes, it's going to be, give me a second, let me look at the calendar.
No worries.
It's gonna be December 15th.
Awesome. December 15th is going to be the next objection handling class. Again, I'm going to come back and give you guys different objections, common objections that every single one of us need to know, so that whenever you're out on the field, you are being prepared, you're equipped, you're confident, you're very sure of what you are saying. And that right there, people, is going to literally translate into more sales. I'm sure everybody in this chat here wants more sales in 2023. What a better way to level up, skill up? What a better way to show more value to the marketplace? What a better way to let people know, listen, I got you. This is exactly why you and I need to be working together. You get me? So team, this is for you. Do not miss our next session. It's going to be December 15th. Same time, I believe. Terry, can you confirm that?
That is correct, at 11 o'clock, December 15th.
Awesome. And again, if you want a copy of today's training, please go ahead and put it on the chat, and Terry will email it to you. Also, if you like the PDF format, the cheat, then she could also email it to you and print it, read it until you memorize it, team. Practice it, role play with some people. I remember when I first started doing real estate, I would role play with my kids. I will give them the script. I'll say, here, you're going to be the seller, you're going to be the buyer. I'm going to be the agent. And I just will role play every single time, and like day and night, because I knew that the sooner I will memorize, internalize it, then I will make it my own. I will feel comfortable, and then I will be able to just flow. Because that's basically what it is. You got to flow when handling objections.
Hey, Mr. JJ, I think there was somebody else here with a question as well. Says, hey, hi, JJ, what did you say about going out to practice? That was one of the questions.
Going out to practice, I'm sorry?
Yeah, that was the question. And maybe Raymond, if you could elaborate a little bit more on that, that'll be fantastic, because I think we did capture the question. It says, what did you say about going out to practice? That was the question. But
if Raymond's still here, Raymond, I don't remember saying anything about practice. But if I would say this about practice, though, as far as objection handling, Leo, is that, you know, again, I'm giving you guys great tips. That's how I learn, people. Okay, I knew that there's very specific objections that I was going to get hit on a weekly basis, and I wrote them down on a flashcard. I wrote down the objection, and on the back side, I will write down the objection handler. So I will practice with my kids. I will practice while waiting on a red light. I will have my flashcards. I'll be practicing. Will make you better. Will make you better. So if there's something that's throwing you off, people, that is your cue for you to learn, for you to practice. Practice until you feel you got this. Practice until the moment that you feel confident of yourself, regardless whether you're in front of one individual or thousands of people. You're literally just flowing. Why? Because you practice it thousands of times. So do that. I guarantee you'll get better. You'll make more sales. You make more sales. Everybody, including your family, will love you more.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. I think that's a wrap. You got anything else, brother? Leo?
I was just gonna say, guys, get out there, take some action, definitely get in conversation. Wherever you guys do get stuck, make sure you write them down, because on the 15th, JJ is gonna come back and obviously share with you guys some additional objections. But if you guys are this is where you guys are going to get the raw material there, and it's going to be really, really beneficial to your business, right? That's what I would do early on in my career. I would write down, like JJ said, all of those objections, and then I would go to my mentor and I say, look, I got stuck in this question. I got stuck with this question. I got stuck with this question. So get out there, get in conversation. Right now, you guys got to go all gas, no brakes. This is the time for you guys to really position yourself to really thrive in the first quarter of the year. Do not take this time off, right? I know that Christmas is around the corner, but a lot of people are slowing down. This is opportunity season. All gas, no brakes right now.
People, what Leo just said is so true. Now is not the time to chill. I know it's the season to take time off and chill and go shopping. I get it. It's Christmas. I know. But I also know that in my career, the last quarter was typically my best quarter ever. And the reason for that is because I knew that 95% of my colleagues in the last 2 months of the year, they were laying off the foot off the pedal. They're taking time off. They're checking out. And I knew I was going to be able to capitalize on the fact that there was not a lot of people making calls, doing door knocking, doing open houses, doing what we do. And so if you don't stop, if you capitalize, if you go and continue doing what you're doing and do more of it, I will guarantee you're going to have your best December ever.
Yes.
Okay. So
Hey, JJ, Lee Mighty here. Hey, so question, this is more, hi, huge respects because you are one of the best in the game. And ever since I got into real estate, it's like, wow, JJ is one of the most professional and most amazing agents out there. So I have a question. What are 3 things right now that you'd be doing to get more business?
absolutely. That's a great question. Thank you so much for that, Imari. I would say this, and I'm still doing it. I will contact every single one of my past clients. Contact every single one of your past clients. Now, listen, there's multiple ways you could do that. You could text people, you could DM people, you could send them a video message, you could call people, you could go door knock them. What a better time than now to visit your past clients and drop off a little box of cookies with a nice little red ribbon and a little nice handwritten card that says, thank you for your business. Merry Christmas to you and your family. What a better time to do that. What a better time to reconnect with your clients. I promise you, just because it happens in my business, every time you make a contact with a great gesture, you will most likely get something on the spot or later, meaning a referral. So I would say stay in front of your clients, call them, text them, just do that. And everything else that had worked for you during the year, do more of it this month. So if you're door knocking, step up the door knocking. If you're doing open house, do more open house. If you're calling, do more calling. If you're doing Instagram or social media posting or advertising, do more of it. Why? Because there are serious buyers out there. Why? Because there are serious sellers out there. So whatever it is that was working for you during the year, double down, triple down, quadruple, 10x it if you can. You get me? But most importantly, the one thing that I know for a fact that will help you is get in front of your past clients. Get in front of your past clients. Wish them a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Send them a $10 Starbucks gift card. Say, have a coffee on me. If you have 100 people, it's not a lot of money. It's a great investment in your business. So more than anything, stay in contact with your clients. And don't slow down, people. Right now, again, you heard it from Leo. Now is not the time for you to slow down.
Yes,
it really isn't. I know people are going to do that. I know, because we're real estate agents, we're self-employed, we're our own bosses. But I'm telling you right now, are entering into a very interesting market that the people that stay relevant, the people that do more, the people that are going out there and getting it, those are the people that not only are we going to thrive and pivot, but we're going to stay in business. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people going out of the business the next 6, 12, 16 months. I don't want any of us in this group to be that person. Okay.
absolutely.
So do more.
Very well said, JJ. And I would just want to acknowledge you for taking the time, man. Thank you so much for your leadership and your coaching. It definitely brought a tremendous amount of value. Like JJ mentioned, you know, he's going to be back on the 15th. But guys, stay plugged into a community right now that's thriving. We have a whole calendar with 15 classes a week. So make sure that you guys are dropping in your email so you guys stay plugged into our newsletter. So you guys take advantage of all of the different trainings. We are going all in on training right now. It's over training, over action right now. So thank you once again, JJ. Thank you everybody that participated, that it came out to the training. And we will see you guys very soon.
Awesome. Let's go. Vámonos.
Coach.
Vale, pues, let's go.
Thank you both again, man. Appreciate it.
Thank
Happy
you.
hol-
Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate it, brother.